Hello there, everyone. It is Justin, your Eagle Skipper, here with episode 35 of Journey to the Top here with Darlington FC. Since you were last with us, quite a number of games have been played. We've gone about a month into the season. You saw us lose 2-4 against Bradford City. We then went ahead and drew 1-1 against Salford. Lost on penalties 0-0 to Harrogate. That was a disappointing game, but then we got our revenge a couple days later and beat them 4-1. Then we went into Accrington and beat them 2-0. We were really not supposed to win that game, but we did, and we did it rather convincingly, especially when you consider we went ahead and won 3-0 against Barrow, with Jonathan Keegan scoring a brace. Now, you may be asking who has been the key to all of this success, and it would be not Matty Wolf. It would be, if I can click on the right name, where'd he go? It was Scott Banks. Scott Banks, our left winger, who came in on a free, spending some time at Crystal Palace and Dundee, and a couple years ago was here on loan in Mansfield in Sky Bet League 2, but he has, if I can actually click on his name and keep showing you him, he's on the bench for this upcoming game, but he has scored 1 goal, got 4 assists, and has an average rating of 8.44. Now, I don't expect that to continue, but he has been fantastic, especially on corners. He came right in, and no matter which side of the pitch he is getting corners, he is getting them on the heads of our defenders. And if we look at our defenders, they've scored several times. Reece Bennett scored a brace in a game. McFarland scored once, and really, we have Scott Banks to thank for that. But today we're going to be showing you the first game of the Papa John's Trophy against Crewe. I'm not going to show you any more of this trophy unless we get into the later stages of it. But we're expected to lose against Crewe and against everybody in that competition. So I'll just show you this one game just to show you how our team has been shaping up. We're going to be sticking early in goal. He's been our cup keeper. He started 1 league game for us when Davies was injured, but Davies has been more than adequate, so we're keeping him in the lineup. Early is a more athletic keeper, and Davies is better both mentally and technically, so we'll see who wins out in that battle. Probably will be Davies this season, but next season, who knows? In defense, we're going to be sticking with Thierry Small, Louis Annesley, Reece Bennett, and new man George Williams making his debut for the club, while Easton Hughes sits on the bench just for a little bit of rest. Next up in midfield, we're going to have Elijah Dixon-Bonner sitting in the holding midfield. Lynch is going to be ahead of him, partnering with Corey Brennan, who is also playing only a few games, trying to get him some game time. Ahead of them on the wings, we're going to have Yassin Ben Mahani, the Moroccan winger, on the left, with Jonathan Keegan out on the right, and with Luke Charman leading the way as our striker. Let's go ahead and get into this match. I say that we've got a couple hours until the game starts, so let's just click through all this until we get to be in this match. We'll okay the opposition instructions. If we look at the view changes, they'll want us to bring in all of our usual suspects, but we're going to stick with this rotated team, just see if we can get something from the game. Now we're finally getting into the match. Teams are starting to warm up, and yeah, we're going to be looking to get something from this game. Let's pump our fists and tell them that we're underdogs and that we have faith in them. Just go out there, have fun, because nothing's really expected of us. We don't really want the fixture congestion that would come with a deep run. We would like the money that would come with a deep run in this competition, but just being in it is enough for us at this point in our football league career. But that being said, we are having a decent amount of possession in the earliest stages of this match. I mean, things are starting to change as Crewe is getting a lot of completed passes, but we see our first highlight of the game as the Crewe keeper heads it forward. Louis Annesley is able to get that one down for Luke Charman, who does well to keep a hold of it, gets it up to Keegan, who is dribbling around, threads through Luke Charman pretty well, tight angle, and is not able to beat the keeper. Really wouldn't have expected anybody to do it, but if anybody could, it would have been Luke Charman. But we can't complain too much for that effort. That was a good team play as Louis Annesley loses out on possession, and Williams gives a poor showing of his first time on the league, and that is a very poor penalty. Dixon Bonner got the ball completely. We're going to complain about that in the media in the after matches and in the aftermath of this match, as Early is not able to get to that one. We go down 1-0, but I'm not complaining on our team. They did nothing wrong. The ref was just extremely harsh. And the Crewe player, to his credit, did sell that one really well. Should go to acting school. Looking up on 20 minutes gone by, I'm just going to drop some encouragement on the team that's convinced the defense to be smiling, like our strikers to be smiling as well. But as we see a corner for Crewe, we're going to hope to get something from it. They have an injured player, so hopefully we hope that he will not be too broken, but the hopes that will increase our chances of winning this game nonetheless. Although to increase our chances for winning the game, we need to get off a shot, and we've only done that once with a 0.14 XG. That's not really going to do it. Let's demand more from the team just for the last 15 minutes of this match. See if we can get something in this first half. It doesn't look like that's motivated anybody. In fact, it looks like it's done the opposite. Yikes. But also another bit of news that I forgot to show earlier. We've got a new parent club. They brought back 3 options for us to choose from. We got to choose from Northampton, Man City, and Reading. And Reading had a couple players exclude us on loans. Let's pump our fists and tell them that they haven't played as much as they're capable, but there's more to come. More to come. And Reading had a couple players that we were looking to bring in on loan, particularly in the wide areas of midfield, but they all rejected us after the club said okay. But so it would have been nice to have them, but we bit the bullet and took Man City on as our parent club. They didn't agree to give us any of their players. They wanted higher quality players. So I don't know why they agreed to give us £60,000 a year to not loan any of their players, but I'm not going to complain too much as long as we get some decent players, as Lynch is played through on goal and gets the ball turned around. We're going to be looking to make some changes before too long. I'll probably bring on Banks, just because that cross would have made it if it had been Banks there. I'll bring on Banks off. I'll bring Keegan off for Banks, switch Ben Omani over there. Charman has also had a poor game, so has Brennan. I'll probably seek to make those changes here in 5 minutes' time. I'll have my cursor over the pause button so that as soon as it hits 59, we can go ahead and make those changes. And there we go. Go into the substitutes, pop this open. We'll bring on Carlos Richards. He's been doing well up there at the top. We'll bring on Scott Banks, and we'll bring on Joe White and switch those two around because White is better in defensive midfield, even though we probably want him a little bit further forward as we see out the rest of this game. Let's fire up the team, see if that can get some green faces. And no, it's overwhelmed everybody. That's lovely to see. At least we're tied on shots, ahead on targets. We're not ahead on XG, but we really should have a goal by now. And we don't have any yellow cards, which is good to see. Ben Elmani is really playing poorly. Oh, why is Banks playing as an inverted winger? No, we want you as a winger on attack. That's how you make a difference in this game. Oh boy. I'm going to show you the one game that we lose every time, and we'll go on streaks of winning throughout the rest of the season. That's the way this season is looking like it's going to shape up. Let's just drop some encouragement, see if we can get some motivation, tell them that they're doing okay. I think at the end of this game, we're going to tell them they're unlucky. Ben Elmani has been really disappointing. Really would like to take him off if we had another winger on the bench and another substitution. In fact, let's just try. He won't even let us. He's really dropped off. I probably should have kept on Keegan on the right, but Keegan has played a lot of games, and at least we're drawing a lot of yellow cards. Maybe that will do nothing for the rest of this game. Let's tell them that I can't fault them for their effort, because I really can't. But let's hit continue, and for whatever reason it puts us forward, and that is us losing the first game in the Papa John's trophy, although we did give a good showing of ourselves. Okay, sorry, I'm just really confused about that Papa John's trophy. I didn't understand the wins by penalties. Okay, whatever. Maybe that's why nobody ever shows you those games, because they're just weird. But yeah, we lost against Crewe. That's something we're going to have to deal with as we get a bunch of players going on international duty. We have a next game in 10 days' time. Let's take a look at our league position in the Sky Bet League 2. Let's see if we can show a team that's supposed to be up at the top of the table. We have Doncaster, Rochdale. They're not playing according. They're not doing very well, but let's take a look at the schedule, see if we can identify a team that would be nice to see us go up against. I'm eyeing this Torquay game. They're currently sitting second in the league. They're supposed to sit bottom, and so they're really overperforming this season, and so we'll come back for that game in tomorrow's episode. So I want to thank you for watching, and if you like that episode, go ahead and leave a like, drop a comment if you'd like to name one of our youth intake players, and subscribe if you'd like to join us on this journey to the top.